Hey, can you hear me? Yeah, you could put just bring it up a comment so that I'm very sure that you could hear me over the mic. Um, yeah, I know so many other people are trying to figure out to join, so I'm gonna give them a few minutes. Yeah, I know so many other people are trying to figure out to Hey, happy to have you all here. Yeah, sorry about that. That was a change in the link, so I've had to get to share it with everybody. But yeah, hope I have shared it everywhere so that people can have it and we get to move. So we're going to be fast in what we're going to cover today. However, what is the mission here? The mission is to see that everybody is able to do programming, and programming should be very easy for everybody. It has been very common for most people to come to YouTube, and you find that they don't get full detail about what they want to learn. They stop in the middle, or they never get to ask questions. So you're going to be able to ask questions, and I'm going to be able to respond to the questions. And I'm going to give you a clear picture of what we're going to be covering here, but everything is going to be practical. So you should have your computer with you so that you're able to do what I do, or you're able to come back and watch the video, which will be available on YouTube, so that you can be able to do that. Um, okay, okay. So people were asking. Okay, I can see. Happy to see you all. Can you type in the chat if you can hear me properly? If everything is okay, I want to get that feedback so that I'm very sure you can hear me. Yeah. So happy to see a number of you already here. Can see your messages. Um, Okay. Yeah, spot on. John, thank you. Happy to see you in the chat. Jose, happy to see you. Emma, happy to see you. Geoffrey, happy to see you. I think it's Edith or something. Sorry if I read that wrong, but happy to see you as well. So, yeah, we are trying to wait a few people to join up here, and I'm trying to monitor to see that everything is happening on my screen right next to me here to be very confident that the stream is still ongoing. Yeah, somebody's saying that you guys should have online classes. Yeah, perfect, amazing. Yeah, we're trying to wait for a few people. They are dropping on. So we just basically giving them a few minutes, 1, 2, 3 minutes, and we get to move. We may not wait for everybody. Most of them will get us along the way. So it's going to be 2 minutes because just to punish myself for changing the link and resharing it. However, I can see quite a number of you already coming on. Good to see you. Dew, Milan, good to see you. Dratala, good to see you. Wow, this is really amazing. I plan on having streams every week. So if you haven't subscribed, you could subscribe on the channel. You're going to have an amazing experience. If you want to learn programming, you're going to get it firsthand. What you're seeing on screen is basically Python to the world from scratch. I feel like I want to do it better. I feel like YouTube has not been doing this well. And that's why I invited everybody to come to YouTube, because I have so many people who are who try to contact me via LinkedIn, and they're asking me certain questions, and I've been feeling like I need to respond to them. And today, I guess I'm going to respond to most of them. Some of the questions that have been asking me have been about how can I how can I have the right skills to join touring. I want to work for touring. So those were kind of the questions they're asking all the time. And as you can see on screen, this is probably sponsored by Touring, Cavendish University, Uganda, uh, Cisco Networking Academy, Python Institute. So these are all the different organizations that I work with, and all I do is software engineering, programming, innovation. This is all I do, mindset change towards programming, and that's all I do. So Turing is from located in the Silicon Valley and is a topmost company when it comes to software development and programming, developing applications for so many top companies all over the world. Cavendish University, you all know, It is located in Uganda with about 4 branches all over the world, in Senegal, in Zambia. So it has quite a number of branches. Cisco Networking Academy. Cisco is from the Silicon Valley as well. However, most of you know it. If you're in Uganda, then you know that Cisco, we have headquarters at Makerere University. And I'm an instructor, a licensed instructor of Cisco, and I had that game for a very long time, you know. Yeah, so thank you so much for all of you joining. I can see we're 31. This is amazing. Just to read a few comments to see that people are good. Dratala is saying you are loud and clear. That is great. Online programs for us who can study sometime. That's amazing. You're going to have them all when it comes to programming. Good to see you, bro. That's Pius. Good to see you too. Is it okay for us to access what we're covering now? Afterward, yeah, you're gonna be able to access that, Daniel. However, if you want to ask questions, then you're gonna have to stay here so that you can ask questions, because we're gonna go deep into concepts. And if you haven't joined the WhatsApp group, the QR code is on the screen. That's why I left it on there. So right now I'm gonna move. The rest that will join are gonna find us on the way, because I want us to move forward and do not waste a lot of time. Okay, so just checking the stream, making sure everything is good. Yeah, okay, great. So hope you can see my face. Some people love to see my face as things go on. Anyway, I want to talk about the importance of Python. And trust me, this PowerPoint is just 2 slides, and then we begin the whole session and we look at all this practically. So that's what we're going to do. Do not expect that I'm going to take you back to class to go through PowerPoints. If I've told you, you know, I don't like doing that. So what's the importance of Python? Basically, to mention to you a few. If you have done research or tried to learn Python, you must have realized that Python has rapidly gained popularity as a programming language due to its versatility and readability. You must have heard about people saying that I'm a data scientist, people saying that I'm an AI engineer, quite a lot of people, you know, saying that, you know, I'm working with data. Almost all these guys here, I will say that 95% of all these guys are using Python. So why don't you learn Python so that you can become a programmer, so that you can become a developer, web, desktop, mobile programmer, so that you can become a data scientist, so that you can become an AI engineer. This is all you need. So it is used in a wide range of fields, data science, web development, machine learning, automation, and more. And we're going to be tackling these one by one, step by step, so that people can go back to the first videos and then come forward and find us wherever we shall be. So, so that, you know, everybody gets a grip in Africa how to use these technologies. So learning Python opens numerous opportunities for you, you know, a lot of opportunities. I'll love to mention that I'm working with Turing because I can program in Python. And I worked with MasterCard and still do. I've worked with GIZ, the German corporation, as a senior data scientist because I can write code in Python, because I can solve problems. And those organizations pay ridiculous money. So you better pay attention as we move forward. So by the end of this session, you'll have a solid foundation in Python and be able to apply it in various projects. So be ready to grasp what you failed to grasp in class or anywhere you were at. Yeah, so let's begin. So the session 1 is basically going to cover data types, variables, basic input and output operations, basic operators, and Boolean values. However, the way we're going to do this, it's going to be different. I'm not going to tackle, say, data types and then go to variables. No, I'm not going to do that. We are going to tackle a project. It's going to be a project. So this project is going to have all the data types, the variables, the basic input output operations, basic operators, and the Boolean. So it's going to be one project covering all these ones here, because I feel that's what you need, instead of wasting a lot of your time into the data types, variables, and, you know, one by one. You know, right now, I believe with your level of integrity, you don't need to go on one by one. However, maybe I'll make a session for babies, in primary level, and then I'll take them through one by one. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, let's see how we can move forward. Yeah, so yeah, feel free to drop in your comments in the chat. I have some amazing team that will be responding. At the same time, I'll also respond to some of your queries. However, I have a number of people that I do mentor every day, and they are very good in Python. So if you have any Python kind of question, you just basically put it in the chat, and they're going to respond to that question immediately. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna start from here. Project one. So we're going to tackle problems by project, and then we write a program of that particular project. That's how we're gonna move forward. You know. Good to see you, Joseph. I've just seen your comment right there. Yeah, it's amazing to have you here, and this is where we're supposed to be. Yeah, so we're going to tackle the first project, which is going to be an agricultural produce pricing system. So I'm making sure I'm trying as much as possible to see that the problems we tackle are the problems we are having in Africa. Because Achilles Acacia, I forgot to mention that I'm a founder of Achilles Acacia. Anyway, everybody knows that. So Achilles Acacia is focused on to solving problems in Africa, the problems we're facing in East Africa and all over Africa. It could be innovation kind of problems. It could be mindset kind of problems. If you've watched other videos of me on my YouTube channel, Achilles Acacia, you might have realized that we're tackling a lot of issues. Could be societal, because we want to twist the mindset to put it right. Now, here we're going to speak about problems we're facing that need innovative solutions, and specifically programming solutions to write programs that solve these particular problems. So the description of the problem: the agricultural produce pricing system that we're going to develop is going to assist farmers in Africa in calculating their total revenue from selling various types of produce at local markets. So this project is going to address several critical issues faced by farmers, including fluctuating market prices, the need for accurate revenue tracking, and the importance of financial planning. Now, look here. If we are to get back in Africa, you realize that many countries here in Africa, farmers face challenges. For example, limited access to market information. They're always wondering, I wish I knew what's happening in the markets, then I would plan better in terms of planting and also harvesting. Price volatility and inadequate financial literacy. So the program we're going to write is going to be focused on to empowering farmers by providing them with a straightforward tool to track their sales and make informed decisions, ultimately contributing to improved livelihood. So this is what we're going to tackle. You're free to go back in the video later, and then you look at the problem, try to grasp it, and learn how to solve this particular problem. We're going to be writing code, so you should be getting ready as I go through the introductory part to the real show. So be ready. So problems and solutions. What problems are we going to be focusing on, and what solutions are we going to build? We have seen the issue happening in Africa. This is like a background to the problem. If you've done research at bachelor's, or if you're doing research, this is how you may write your problem statement. However, later you need to break down this problem when you're developing a solution. So we're going to focus on three things: market price fluctuation, energy storage calculation, and data visualization. So we're going to implement a feature that allows farmers to input historical price data and then calculate the average prices over a specified period. So this can help farmers make informed decisions about when to sell their produce. Then for the energy storage calculation, we're going to look at the solar energy tracker. We're going to add functionality to calculate the required battery storage capacity based on daily energy consumption and desired backup days. So this can help households plan for energy independence. This is another problem. I'm going to be talking about it. The one I talked about first was the one to do with the market price fluctuation. Then later we shall develop a visualization. So basically we shall integrate a simple data visualization library using, say, matplotlib library to graph revenue trends for farmers or energy usage patterns for households. And this visual representation will enhance understanding and decision making. So these are going to be the three problems we're going to tackle in Africa today. And next time we shall be tackling quite a number of other problems, writing them in Python. And then with time, we shall wrap up everything and develop interfaces and then put things together so that you understand how things happen. And I believe with that, I will have contributed to my motherland, Africa. So I can still see many of you joining up. Maxim is saying, happy to be here. Good to see you, Maxim. He is my colleague, one of the people I work with in my office. Fahad, glad to be here. Hopefully, I will finally understand something in this so-called mighty Python. Yeah, surely you're going to understand something. Someone told me that they fear the Python and they're very scared to join the stream. However, happy to have you all, and we're going to see everything. Now, before you do any kind of programming, in real life, what you do, you're supposed to do a technical breakdown. Now, this is where most people get off, and this is where most videos you may have watched on YouTube, on the website, and different websites and etc. This is not something they do, and this is where they go wrong. Now, in my experience, teaching software development and software engineering to students in different universities, and to mention the top universities in Uganda, the 5 top universities in Uganda, I also told them, go to YouTube, go everywhere and look and implement this and that. And there's a lot they couldn't find there. And even myself, I did that before and realized there's so many mistakes in other videos, and people never get this thing. And somebody's calling it the mighty Python. It can be Java. Maybe sometime we shall be on to that. We hope to do Python and JavaScript. So those are the 2 programming languages we shall be tackling mostly. Now let's do a technical breakdown. Remember, the problem starts from here, then it goes here, then we go to the technical breakdown. We've understood the problem, the issue that is happening in Africa, case study, and then we go to the problem and also write down how we're gonna write the solution up. Then we go to the technical breakdown. Now here, we need to understand the data types and the variables that are going to be involved in what we are going to do. So the program is going to use floating point numbers to represent prices and quantities, ensuring precision in financial calculations. For example, the price of maize is going to be set as maize price per kilogram, because maize is measured in kilograms, obviously, and we may give it something like 30.5 kilograms. So we have to also write code of the input and output operations. So the program prompts the user for input. It will ask the user to put in certain figures using a function of input function. Then by doing that, it will be allowing farmers to enter the quantities of the produce sold. And this interaction is crucial for real-time data collection. Then we shall handle the calculations we shall basically employ the basic arithmetic. Arithmetic is addition, subtraction, division, multiplication operations to calculate revenue for each type of produce. For instance, the revenue from maize, we shall calculate it as maize revenue equals to maize price per kilogram times maize quantity. So basically, when you learn how to do these simple arithmetics, you can solve so many problems. And I believe within like 4 or 5 kind of problems in the coming weeks, you'll have understood how to deal with this issue. And some of the things you put in the comments what I'll also focus on to see that I answer them in the future kind of project so that you get them right. So the output here, so the results will be displayed clearly, summarizing the revenue from each type of produce and indicating whether the farmer qualifies for a bonus. And this feedback loop is essential for motivating farmers and helping them understand their financial performance. You know, it's amazing that we're tackling something in Africa. If you hate it, then you better get out of Africa and go to Europe or somewhere else. I'm kidding, because I already have my friends who are on the stream, and they're from Europe and the US and Canada. So they might be saying, dude, we shouldn't see you come back here. So the second project is going to be on solar energy usage tracker. You might have seen me mention about it. So basically here, the program is going to be aimed at households in Africa that are increasingly adopting solar energy solutions. So this project is going to address the pressing issues of energy efficiency, sustainability, and the need for reliable energy sources in regions with inconsistent electricity supply. Because if you look at many African households, they rely on solar due to unreliable grid electricity. However, without proper tracking of energy usage, households may not utilize their solar systems effectively. So this program is going to help users monitor their energy consumption, promoting sustainability and encouraging efficient energy practices. So a technical breakdown similar to the one we did already. Basically, we just have to pull out the data types and the variables. Remember, we are focusing on them, the user input, and then we handle the calculations till down. So here, the program is going to capture the daily solar energy generated and consumed using floating point numbers, allowing for accurate calculations of energy balance. Then the user input, the program will prompt users to input their daily energy generation and consumption, which is crucial for assessing energy efficiency. So you can see an example: daily energy generated equals to float input etc. We're going to be looking at this code. I don't want to confuse people who are new to this, because this stream is for beginners, intermediate, and experts to pick up a few things and take home. Then we shall do the energy balance calculation, efficiency check, and then we should expect the program to provide a clear report on energy generation, consumption, and balance, along with feedback on energy efficiency. And this information is vital for households to understand their energy habits and make necessary adjustments. So that is it. So we're going to be handling the programming session right about now. So I'm going to stop the sharing of that so that I can go to the real thing right now. Yeah, so okay, great. Yeah, so I'm going to the real thing right now. We are done with that bit of stream. So we're gonna be moving to the real deal, So okay, great. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, I'm wondering, should I share my entire screen? Should I share only these? Let me do entire screen. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, so that you're able to see everything. Okay, great. Let me see what you see. Okay. Yeah, so basically you need to basically create a folder within your working space. That is within, say, on your desktop, you create a folder on there, and then you basically give that folder anything, you give that folder anything. So I already have my folder called demonstration. So I'm gonna use, if you don't have Git Bash, so you need to install something called Git Bash. You simply have to just go to Google, and then you Google Git Bash, and then you install it in your computer. It will give you this particular window, this one here. I don't want to go to that because it will take some serious time. However, I'll make a video on how to install Git Bash and any other installation that may be necessary. So the reason why I'm using the Git bash is because I've not used my Linux side of operations. I just wanted to use Windows because most people feel comfortable with the Windows operating system. So basically, Git bash gives me that command line window where I can write my code. So basically, I'll write my code here. Let me just go to the. You need to have. You need to have. Um, okay, great. So I'll just open my VS Code, Visual Studio Code. So if you don't have Visual Studio Code, you need to uh, install one by going to the internet to Google and then you Google Visual Studio Code so that you can install it and have it with yourself. So thank you for that. So we're gonna proceed. I'm looking into the chart. Okay, somebody's saying glad to be here. Hopefully I'll figure. So it's the other comments. So feel free to drop in any comments. They help me know that you're actually actively listening and you're part of the stream. So keep those comments rolling if you can, so that I'm sure you're following. Okay, so make sure you have your Visual Studio Code open, just 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then we move. Yeah. And just something to note, we actually streaming on so many platforms. We streaming on LinkedIn. We are streaming on X. We are streaming on quite a number of platforms here. If I'm to check, let me try to check right now and see the platforms we're streaming on. Quite a number of them. X, LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitch. Those are the 3 platforms we're streaming on. Yeah, anyway, we're going to create a file. So this file, you can give it anything. That's where we're going to write our code. So I'll call it session1.py. So in Python, we save files with .py. So that's how we save the files. So I'll call it .py, and then I'll already. Yeah. So I have my friend called Abel watching from Qatar. Abel, you're welcome. Really happy to have you here. Feel free to share the link to your fellows all over so that they can be part of our stream. Subscribe so that every time I run a stream, you're able to see it. Today we had to switch the stream link, which I shouldn't do. So yeah, so you can share it out. So we're gonna be starting to do our thing, just trying to give people a little bit of time to have that ready. However, one thing you should know is the time you're investing to or being part of this stream will pay off at the end of the day. And very many people are gonna run to you asking you, how do you do this? How do you do this? Can you teach me this? And just imagine how amazing you're gonna feel when people are asking you to teach them how to write Python code, how to figure out simple things. And trust me, there is no university that is gonna show you what I'm showing you. Just get it from me. Even if you go to the US, they'll give you a project. In Africa, yeah, you must. So we're on about 937 subscribers. So you could just click that button to subscribe, like this video. You're about 30 something guys watching this show, this stream. Please click the like button so that I very confident. It's the only way you can pay me back, by the way. By clicking that button and sharing with your friends. It's the only way you can pay me back. That would be really grateful to see that button happen. You're welcome. This is so dearly sharing is caring. Happy to be part of this. Bless years. Cavendish. Amazing to see someone from Cavendish on the stream. Amazing. And I understand something is going on with Cavendish. I think it's Miss Cavendish. Something like that is going on. Yeah, we shall have other future streams. All those people missing, they'll be able to catch up. It's the best time I could put out this. So sorry for those whom it affected, but we were supposed to have the first stream today. So anyway, let's go down to work. So in Python, this is how we comment. This is how we write a comment, and I'm gonna do. We are writing the agricultural produce pricing system. So agriculture. Sure, it's a very good practice to comment produce pricing. And if you want to work for Turing, these are some of the checks you'll actually receive when you are trying to answer some of their challenges. You need to know how to comment. And because these comments guide any new person who may come to manage or to basically improve your code or something, and it's very important. All new developers, or you're working with developers, and there's a new person that joins the team, they should be able to figure out the code. So we are developing an agricultural produce system. So we're going to start with the data types and the variables as we move forward. Hope you can see everything that I'm doing. Keep the comments running in the chat. You can ask any question and I'll be able to check it along the way and answer it as we move forward. So I'm going to try as much as possible to have comments all over so that if you can't hear me, you can easily read, or if you cannot understand English so well because your mother language is different, you're able to basically pick up from something else. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be back live. Sorry for the interrupt. Yeah, my screen is coming back. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. If you can see me back here, you let me know. You can let me know. Sorry about that. Yeah, my hand slipped a bit and it clicked up something else on the screen. So I lost that. Yeah, but don't worry. We're gonna get back right where we stopped. Yeah, I think we're together again. Very most people should refresh if they want to catch me again. Yeah, my hand slipped and it clicked on something else on screen, so I lost people there a little bit. But I'm back here. I can see Agaba Arthur saying good evening to you all. Yeah, that's amazing. If you can still hear me, please mention that yes, I can hear you. Okay, especially they were gracious. You had mentioned that we can see you, but your screen is not visible. So yeah, you can respond onto that, and I'll be very sure that you can now see me. And then I'll proceed right from here where we were. Um, I hope other people get to join. It's 28. They need to refresh their screens. I'm not so sure whether they know that they're supposed to do that. Okay, so somebody's saying that your voice is now too low. Okay, that's good feedback. Let me see about my voice so that I can fix that. Microphone is okay. Let me fast stop this share a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think everything is good. Okay, so you can tell me if my voice is back to original. If the voice is good, you let me know. Okay, we're gonna proceed from where we're 24. I hope people refresh. I hope people figure out what to do. Okay, great. Yeah, anyway, that is so common with the internet everywhere. A lot of that happens. But anyway, tell your colleagues to refresh. Then they're gonna have me right. They're gonna be back here, right? And everything will be good. Yeah, you're saying that it's still too low. I think everything is good. Um, I think everything is good. You could try to adjust your audio and just see whether everything is good. I feel my mic is intact. Okay, voice check clear. Colin, does that mean that you can hear me very well? I'm loud and clear. Great. Okay, fair enough now. Okay, perfect. It's fair enough. Okay, that's great. That's good feedback. So anyway, let me share my whole screen again so that we can write our project. I'm very sure that the traffic is heavy at this time, and that's why most people will be getting some bit of issues, but no worries. Everything will be good. Okay, so let's proceed. So we were writing the agricultural produce pricing system. So like I mentioned, you need to comment through, and this is what software development companies are always looking for: people who know how to write clean code, code with comments all over. So in Python, this is how you comment. There are so many forms of commenting. You could decide to use this form of commenting, and then you say we're going to start by defining the variables for the different types of produce and their prices per kilogram per kilogram, yeah, sure, per kilogram. And we're going to define let's say we're going to define maize. We're going to say maize, the maize price. So it's going to be maize price per kilogram. We're going to define this, and let's give it the 30.5 that was in the presentation. So basically, this is going to be the price in local currency. Like I told you, we're focusing on solving problems in Africa. So let me use Kenya. Let me use Kenyan money, Kenyan shillings, Yeah, since everybody knows Kenya. Okay. Then let's also have beans. So we do beans price, kilograms. So this is gonna be, let's give it 80 here. Let's give it 80. Let's give it 80.0. So the prices are in floating kind of format. This is float when there's a dot something. So let's also have rice price um, per kilogram. So this, let's give it around 120.0. So let's have the price to that kind of amount. Um, I can see the number dropped a little bit to 23. It's because some people are figuring out what happened. They're wondering what's going on. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting some good feedback here. Getting some good feedback here, and I'm responding to it. Okay, great, 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 great. Yeah. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, so that's where we are. That's where we are. That's where we are. Okay, this is good. Yeah, so let's proceed. Okay, so I guess everybody's right there. So I'll try to increase the screen so that everybody can see. Uh, and I'll lock this particular end so that it's clear. So what are we going to do next right here? I'm trying to check everything as we proceed to make sure the flow is good and people can follow very well. And I'm not so fast, a little bit slow, and give people time to to do their thing. Okay, so I'm gonna proceed. I'm gonna proceed. I'm gonna proceed. Okay, so we've set the price. We said we have the beans, we have the maize, we have these here. Okay, this is all good. Okay, so let's get to proceed. Okay, so what are we gonna do next here? So basically, what we need to do, according to what we're supposed to cover, so we need to do the basic input. Um, and also output. So we're going to do the basic input output function now. So I'll add another comment and say ask. We're going to ask the farmer uh, for the quantities of uh, each produce sold. So we're gonna start up this by start from, and I guess I'm gonna run after this so that you can see what we're doing. So welcome to the agricultural welcome to the agricultural produce, yeah, the produce pricing system. Yeah, that's what we called it. Yeah, pricing system. So we're gonna call it this. Okay, sorry, it's supposed to be outside the comments because this is the starting point. So basically, I'm gonna run this so that you can see what we're doing. So let me run it in this kind of format that is unique. There is something developing in a system. We need to always develop a variables. We do not scatter them all over a computer. So this is a step I had forgotten, but it needs to come first before you run a program. So I'm gonna do it right now, so that after I'll run the program, and when I get to install anything, it's gonna be going to the virtual environment. So let me first make sure the folder is good. That's the folder we're working in, and I think if I remember. Okay, so the virtual environment is going to be called hope that works for me. A new environment has been created. Yes, I love it. So if I do yes, I this. It's because if you check your folder, if you check inside here, inside my env, you're gonna see the scripts here, and if you open it, you'll see the activate function in here. So that's why we write it in that kind of manner. But basically, that's the virtual environment. Don't mind a lot about it. So after that, I've worked on the virtual environment. I'll clear, and you'll obviously see that your virtual environment is right there. So if I go ahead and run my code, everything will be very well. So I'll basically press here to write my code, and it's telling me, welcome to the agricultural produce pricing system. And that's exactly what I wanted to write, and you can see it right there. So we are gonna move forward. Um, I can clear here, and let me try to. There are so many ways you can run your code. So I'll do from an interactive window. I think this is interactive window, yeah, on this other end. Okay, it's asking me to install something, but that should really work perfectly for me. Right there. You can decide to run your code from there. So that is happening perfectly well. So just trying to make sure everything is going on well. Why is this happening? Yeah, there's a lot of refresh. I need to figure out why I'm receiving a lot of refresh, which could be because of the internet. And so okay, okay. I hope I'm back online, and I hope you have figured out most of that. I'll apologize for the on and off. You simply have to refresh your screen, and everything will be good. Uh, it's because of, I guess it's the internet, but shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect from Philip, informing people that if you want to see things better, then you can increase your resolution to. Yeah, perfect. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I'm running on 1080 here, according to. So that's the one I'm running on. So everything should be good on your end. Yeah, we're gonna be moving right back. Let me just comment to be sure that I'm in the right stream. Yeah, thanks. Okay, that's great. I can see I'm in the right stream. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Yeah, good to have new people join us. There are some people who have just joined. Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. So no worries. We're gonna be moving forward right from here. Okay, great. So let me share my screen again, and we proceed from where uh, we had stopped. So I'll share my entire screen and make sure everything is good. Okay. Yeah, I can get refresh. So many people are trying to text me. Yeah, sure. Oh, perfect. I can see some people are sharing me screenshots. Perfect. So I'm trying to respond back to them. So we are back. We're gonna proceed right from here. Great. Yeah, thanks for those comments. Just put them in the chat area. I'll be able to read them. Some people texting on the phone. Yeah, the phone is going to give me a lot of distractions. Yeah, anyway, we are going to start from here. Hope this is where you are. So I mentioned this is the system we're developing, and this is how you write comments. If you want to write comments that are long, this is how you put the comments together. This is how you write the comments together. So I'll basically proceed from here. So somebody mentioned that if you want to have a great experience, you need to raise your resolution in the YouTube so that you can have it great. So now let me proceed right from here and write the next section. The good thing, you know what to do the moment you experience any lags, simply refresh your screen and everything will be good. And yeah, so I'd written a print, and when I ran the code before, you noticed that we got a feedback saying that welcome to the agriculture produce pricing system. Now, instead of me taking you through how do you write a print statement, I find it to be babyish code. So I decided to take you through a project so that you get everything and how to do it right on a project. So let's move forward. So we're going to proceed by defining our different variables. So we're going to have the maize. We are supposed to first define the different variables. So I'll basically remove this particular comment and then I'll put it here. And that will help me to show you that now this is the first variable. So we assigned it 30.5. And then the second variable, we assigned it 80.8, 80.0. And then the third variable, we assigned it 120.0. I'm trying to be slow. I'm trying not to be so fast so that people can get me well. And we are writing everything in Kenyan shillings. I'm putting this here, and I'll be showing you how to include the Kenyan shillings right there so that you get it on the print function. So right from there, we came to the next part where we wrote our print statement, and now we're going to proceed by defining certain operations. So we're going to say that maize revenue, is equal to maize. It's going to be equals to maize price per kilogram because we're trying to calculate the revenue of maize. And this is going to be times. So this is the symbol. That's the arithmetic for times maize quantity. So it's going to be maize quantity. So depending on the quantities of maize that you may have, so it's going to be maize quantity. Yeah, so this would perfectly work if we had already defined the the different input and output operations. So what I'll do right now, I'll first leave this particular statement and I'll first define the maize quantity right here. Okay, so we're gonna say maize quantity is equal to, so let the quantity be in float. So I told you that something that is float is like 120.0, 80.0, 30.5, 1.5. So that's basically a floating number, a floating number. So if I'm to call it right, a floating number. So it's gonna be float. And then we're going to do, gonna say input. So we're going to ask the farmer to enter certain details here. So we're going to say input function. And now we're going to put our statements that we want the farmer to read and understand what to put in there. So we're going to say enter the quantity of maize sold in kilograms. So I'm trying to be slow. Trust me, I'm not using my usual speed. In kilograms. Okay. Oh, why did it do that? In kilograms. Yeah, so I'm actually doing everything the way you do it when you're writing code. You experience some issue, then you're like, oh, why did it happen? And then you're trying to solve it, and you know. So sure. So the next one is gonna be beans. So we're gonna do beans quantity. Beans quantity, and this is going to be a float as well. So since we did this already, I will increase a little bit of my speed, and we're going to do enter. So this is going to be enter the quantity of the beans sold. Yeah, so we're going to have that. So these beans are going to be in kilograms as usual, and this is what is going to happen. So I'll just put that right there. Yeah, so I'm going to do the last one. Is going to be a rice quantity. Rice quantity. So this is going to be a float. It's going to be a float. So we're going to input and do the same thing. You basically do the same thing. So we're going to enter the quantity of rice sold basically in kilograms. Same thing. That's what you do. Okay. So, it doesn't matter. You could decide to run and make sure you don't getting errors. Everything is good. It's asking you to put prices. You can see that right down there. It's asking you to do that. So if you put 3 and go down, it will ask you put for the beans. This is what I'm doing down here. Put 5 and then ask you put for that 56, and it stops. So that means we need to proceed so that it gets to do something from there. Okay. So hope we're on the same level. You might be feeling really happy that, that you can see something happen on the screen. Okay, so I'm now looking in the chart as some people get done with that. Somebody's saying, where is the resolution increased from? Yeah, Fahad is trying to ask. Somebody can help me respond on that. Okay. Yeah, great. Joseph, thank you for that. Thank you for helping out. Thank you for helping out on there. Yeah, I'm having about 17 people right now who are watching. You could basically help me click on the like button because that's the only way you can pay me back. Yeah. Okay, great. Great. So we're gonna proceed. It's just a little break for everybody to be with me. And feel free to refresh your screen so that you are on the same level with me. If you see me looking on the side, it's because I'm trying to look on my other screen where I'm streaming from to be sure that I'm still streaming. without asking you to let me know whether I am streaming, and without me leaving my screen where I'm writing code from. Okay, so let's go to the basic operators that we spoke about. So the basic operators, what are we going to do here? You need to put a comment about what you're going to do so that when someone else comes, knows what you're doing. So we're going to calculate the total. It's going to be the total revenue. It's going to be the total revenue. How do they write the word revenue? Revenue for, for each producer. I used to say that every time it clocks 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., I tend to lose English and my mother tongue comes in. Yeah, maize. So now here we're going to calculate the total revenue for each produce. So basically, we're going to need to use the maize revenue. We're going to define the maize revenue here. So we're going to say maize revenue, and we're going to say maize revenue is equal to it's equal to maize. How do they calculate this? Maize price per kilograms times the maize quantity. Yes, that's the math. So in most cases, when you're doing programming, you need to have a pen and a paper where you write the formula and then you write the code of that formula. You write that same formula in terms of code. So that's why I was asking, how do they write this? Because I put my book on the other end, and just to basically focus here. So revenue for the beans is equal to the beans. Sorry about that. Beans price per kilogram times the beans quantity, basically, which is something we did already. Okay, so let's do the one for the rice. Rice revenue. Rice revenue is equal to the rice per kilogram times the rice quantity. Yep. So I think we are done with that. We're done with this. I believe everybody's on the same, and I believe everyone has written code at least up to here, so that because I'm gonna be scrolling down, pushing down, so I don't want to lose people when I scroll down. So what are we going to do next? We're basically going to calculate the total revenue, and that's what we spoke about. And how can we calculate the total revenue? We already have the price of the maize. We already have the maize quantity, and then we are now wanting to calculate the total revenue. We're done with calculating the total revenue. So now we want, sorry, we are not done with calculating the total revenue. We are done with calculating, to writing the basic operators. So these basic operators, we are basically calculating the total revenue for each produce. So right now we need to find the total revenue. So let me write so that I don't confuse myself. Calculate the total revenue. Yeah, total revenue. Okay, great. So total revenue, how do we do this? So we're gonna say we're gonna define the variable. So this is what we call a variable. Whatever you define that doesn't exist, and then you assign something to it. So total revenue. So sorry about these spellings. My English can be terrible. Revenue. So hope that's how they write revenue. So we're gonna do the maize revenue, and then we're going to add this maize revenue to the beans revenue, and then we're going to add this to the rice. It's going to be the rice revenue. Yeah. So okay, that's perfect. So from here, we've done that calculation already. That's the total revenue. It's going to give us later when we call the total revenue, it should be able to return to us the addition of all those different values. So allow me just scroll a little bit up to there so that I can proceed. So what are we going to do next? We spoke about the Boolean. I don't want to forget. We spoke about the Boolean values. Now, Boolean values, the return here should be either a true or a false. Should either be a true or a false here. Should either be a true or a false. Okay, hope you're on the same page. I'm trying to refresh my streaming screen so that I can see on a new feed from your end. Still have 17 people, which is really perfect. Okay, great. No comments for me to answer. Perfect. That's all right. Having about 70 people, I need some people to click the like button. Basically, that is how you pay me, by clicking some of that. Great. So let's proceed. So we are on the booleans and I want to use them. And I was mentioning that, okay, how are we going to use them? Let me write a comment. So basically we're going to check if, let's check if the farmer qualifies for a bonus. Let's introduce a bonus. Check if the farmer qualifies, qualifies for a bonus. So let's check whether the farmer qualifies for a bonus. So what do I mean by a bonus? Let's do Iggy. Let's say, for example, if let's say the total revenue, if the total revenue exceeds, if it exceeds 10,000, yeah, if it exceeds 10,000, then this farmer should qualify for a revenue. Sorry, qualify for a bonus. So let's define our bonus here. Let's say bonus threshold. Threshold is basically the cutoff point. So threshold is just a local variable. We're gonna assign it the 1,000. 10,000. Yeah, it's 10,000. So now we're gonna say we're gonna write our simple logic and say qualifies for a bonus. We're gonna say qualifies for bonus, and we're gonna say equal to. We're gonna check with the total revenue. If this farmer's total revenue, I think it has to be, if it's greater than the bonus threshold, then they should qualify for that. So that is our simple logic. And this is what we call computer science, the ability to write logic and solve problems. So let's now deal with the outputs. Let's output the results because I want to get some of your comments later. So we're about to finish it, just a few lines of code, and I think we're going to deal with the second problem tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'm going to mention, I think we shall have a stream at about 10 a.m. Tomorrow is a Saturday, 10 a.m. So every Friday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 10 a.m. And for JavaScript, it will be running on Thursday. So you'll be able to receive notifications, basically subscribe, and you'll get to learn programming with us very, very easily. Okay, so let's deal with the output here. So let's print out something amazing here. Let me see. It's a slash. No. Yeah, I wanted that. So I want to go to the next line. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. It's my keyboard. Okay, great. So I want to have revenue. I want to say revenue summary. Revenue summary. Great. What's wrong with this? Right. I just want this to be on top, and then when I print all the prints, it's on top and saying the summary. So we're gonna use the fprint function. I'm gonna say revenue from maize. It's gonna be say so. Basically, if we want to get this and print it out here, you have to use these braces. So the moment you use them, it's gonna pick the value from there. So I'm basically going to pick the revenue, and it's gonna bring out for me. And if I want, and you do this, so in Kenyan shillings, so you use these brackets if you're working under these curly braces. So that's when you use them in, okay. So I hope you get that right anyway. So we shall have very many examples with the different projects that we shall be building. So I'll write print. Okay, it's gonna do revenue. I think it was the internet kicking us off, and requiring a refresh. Too bad, but I'll be recording some of these and uploading them for you. If they don't get to store themselves perfectly, I'll do a recording for you. So no need to worry that, no need to worry. I'll be doing a recording for you. I think after tomorrow's session, I'll do a full package recording and separate it and then upload it so that you can check it and in very good quality. Yeah, so I'll do that. However, it's better you stay here because if you leave, I may tell you that I'll do it and I'll do it next year. So stay here and learn with me. Yeah, because the questions you ask help me to know where you're facing the biggest challenge because I'm here to solve problems for you, to make programming easy for you. So this is revenue from rice, I think. This is covering really. I'm not seeing what I'm working on. So C, okay, for the C, okay, that's great. So here we bring in and say this is rice, right? Okay, so it's gonna be rice revenue, and we want to have this in Kenyan shillings. So this is perfect. Then what else? Revenue from rice. Those are three. And the last one, I think we should print out the total revenue. So we can print the total revenue. So we use a function and everything is good. And we shall say that total revenue. Somebody told me that why is it that I do a lot of things? Sometimes I'm playing my guitar, sometimes I'm into social psychology, sometimes I'm into programming, sometimes I'm into networking. And when projects come with organizations, I'm there sometimes. And the person was like, doesn't it confuse you for real? Yeah, it's because I do it all the time. It's because I teach people and freely. I teach people freely a lot. So it helps me to grasp a lot of these things. And people and some of my friends wonder, doesn't it confuse you? It's very nice. I practice it all the time because I want my grandchildren to really benefit from this kind of knowledge. So anyway, I'm writing congratulations. It was gonna confuse me. The spelling is really hard for me. Congratulations, you qualify for a bonus. So this is if qualifies for bonus. Remember, okay, let me finish this so that I can tell you properly. Remember, we already say we wrote the function that qualifies for bonus is equal to total revenue greater than bonus threshold. So if it's greater, so if we say qualifies for bonus, we're basically checking this condition. And if it's true, then it's going to return something. But if it's not true, then it's going to print. It's going to print keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Yeah, that's what it's going to print. Um, so you can qualify for a bonus next time. Yeah, you can qualify for a bonus next time. Yeah, so I think this is a good statement for somebody. I hate telling me this kind of statement. Okay, great. So this is what we have. We can actually print it out and we see what it gives us at the end of the day. So let me print it out. Let me use the sides panel, Python terminal, interactive window, interactive window. Let me see. Yeah, I think before it wanted to install something and something happened. I didn't understand. But let's see whether it works. If it does, good. It uses the Jupyter, so it's able to bring out a lot of things, to bring out things for me. So let's see whether that happens. Yeah, it's checking. So it's checking the installation. So as it checks, I'll wait. Yeah, I'm very glad, very happy for everybody that has kept here. Can still see 16 people still available. Telling me mage revenue non-defined. Are you for real? Let's see. Mage revenue. Okay, unless if I've not written it well. But what I'll do, um, I'll leave this pane. I'll close all, and I'll run from down. Okay, so I'll run from here. So let me enter quantity here. Let me enter 56. So I'm the farmer. So this is what the farmer will get on the home interface. It will say, welcome to the agricultural produce pricing system. So it will ask him enter the quantity of maize sold. If the farmer has sold maize, it will be like, yeah, I sold 56. Then enter, those are kilograms. Enter the quantity of beans you sold. That's 560 kilograms. Wow. Then it will be like enter the quantity of rice that you sold. I sold 423. Then press enter and it's going to calculate and tell him your revenue from maize is 100 and etc. It's gonna tell him this is a lot of Kenyan shillings. Revenue from the beans is this, then revenue from the rice is this, and your total revenue is particularly this. Congratulations, you qualify for a bonus. This is where my English gets crazy. Where did I write? You qualify here, right here. You qualify for a bonus. Yeah, so it's gonna tell him you qualify for a bonus. So that's amazing. So let's add something on this code here. Let me add something here on the code before I get to close today. So let me basically add some kind of advanced feature here. Um, so let me see. Add let me add the historical price average calculation. Historical price average calculation. Okay, great. Yeah, someone may be like, "Oh, you would have streamed using Zoom or something." Most of those applications they work. They don't stream on other platforms. So right now, I'm streaming on LinkedIn and all those platforms. So I needed something that streams on all platforms. So I had to invest into Riverside so that I can have everything intact. I'll figure out why we had to refresh somewhere somehow, but I'm very sure it's basically internet drop. So yeah, so every after maybe the sessions, I'll always take some time off, like fresh morning, to record a full episode and then upload it for you, and then we move forward every week. So historical prices, I'll put like 30.5. Let's say these are the prices historically. So these are example historical prices. Okay, so if I want to calculate, let's say the average price here, I'm just teaching you how you can translate mathematics. So how do we do average calculation in mathematics? So we shall do the sum, and we do the historical prices, and we divide them. Now the historical prices are how many? There are one, two, three. So we're gonna divide them by the length. That's how we write the length. So the length of the historical prices. So this is how we do this, and then we shall print. Um, my hands feel tired already. I wonder. It's been a while. It's been a while. I've taught. When I'm developing, I always be quiet. I've been listening to music a lot of hip hop, a lot of gospel, a lot of R&B. I hardly do R&B, but I listen to a lot when I'm doing that. So it helps me keep up. So anyway, average price. So this is gonna be Kenyan shillings. So that's all we're gonna write. I'm trying to check to see whether my stream, our stream is still on. Okay, great. Yeah, I can see very many people are trying to check out trying to check me out. That's fine. That's on LinkedIn because they're streaming, so they're trying to check me out. So this is where we're gonna stop right here. So I just want you to complete. So let me run this code again, and let me check here. Okay, let's do this check. Quantity of maize, I'll do 46. Enter the quantity of beans sold, I'll do 465. I'll do quantity of this, I'll do 76. And it will calculate everything for me, you can see, and then later it will tell me your average historical price of maize is this particular in Kenyan shillings. Sorry, my voice is getting guarded. This is what we have. So let me just push it down a little bit here, and I get to view the streaming platform to be sure that everything is going on well. So you can write that down and feel free to put your questions out in the chat. I want to see them. I want to respond to some of your questions right now before I call off the show. Okay, great. Yeah, so it's perfect to see so many of you on here. Software engineers, I can see. Yeah, someone was telling me he's on. Edgar, nice to have you on. If you want to attain success, then you need to sacrifice quite a lot in most cases. You're gonna have to sacrifice your time. You're gonna have to sacrifice a lot of, so just for success. So right now you'd be doing something else, but you had to leave everything and just be with us live here. So yeah. Okay, so I'm waiting for your questions in the chat area as you complete writing your code, and I'm gonna see how we can have another live stream in the morning so that we can write the second project that I've not written, which I mentioned already. So yeah, I don't want to overwhelm this chat area. Yeah, I don't want to overwhelm the show. Yeah, the beauty of streaming, you get to have people from all over the world, and it helps on receiving questions from different angles. And when I get to answer some of those questions, they actually help you to understand. So yeah, yeah. Okay, so still looking forward to your questions. Trying to respond to some people here using my mobile phone who already mentioned they're online and they had a few questions for me. Okay, responding. Great, great. Feel free to ask any question from anywhere. It might not be even about code. It might be about software engineering. I can answer that. It might be about whatever you should ask, and I get to answer that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I've responded to everybody who was texting me via the mobile. Yeah. Okay. So the questions, Sam is asking. My question is there. Is there a way I can link live location in Python file? Live location. I don't get your question properly. Yeah, you're welcome. You're telling me thanks for the session. Live location. I don't know. Clarify on the question. Live location. You mean uh, writing code that can tell the location of somebody? I don't know. If you clarify that, I can really answer that. And also, I can see that maybe I can write with you code that does what exactly you want to see happen, so that you understand how it's done. So you can get that. Okay, still looking forward to any other questions before I get to close the stream. However, I'm really happy with everybody who has been here. Let me see, how long have we been here? It's 8:38, so basically 2 hours with certain bits of breaks whenever it went off, which is perfect. So yeah, really happy. Okay. Um, yeah, so you can come up with any questions that you want to ask me, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions whenever. Um, I'm gonna share the screen for only 5 minutes, so that if you're still writing code, you can write that and also check your output, and then um, I'll be able to close the stream till tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. You'll be able to receive that notification. Okay, great. So yeah, so now at least now I can see my screen where everybody's typing and at the same time the code. Okay, so I'm scrolling down to make sure I didn't skip anything. Um, okay, somebody is mentioning that I didn't get the reason for Python study. Let me clarify this. Today, in all the different disciplines, I'll mention that in all specialization, almost all specializations, there is now a requirement for understanding programming. If you are doing computing and you're interested in, say, networks, and you're like, I don't like programming, trust me, I think about 2018, 2019, there was introduction of network programmability, and Python became a requirement for somebody to be called a specialist in the networks. And if you want to be a hacker, if you want to be all those different you want to be a scripter writing scripting scripts, so you need to learn Python. Python is born from C, so in most cases libraries are built in C. So if you want to become a data scientist, gone are the days using Excels to do everything. Python makes life easy to do visualizations. I think tomorrow morning you guys are going to see data visualization in action. If everybody joins at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, you're going to see that in action. So you can do visualization, things that can take you a week to do in Excel. And if you're an accountant, this is what you need. If you're a lawyer, if you're working on figures, you're going to need Python so that you can transform these figures into graphs that you can present to stakeholders, executives, and they treat you as professional. And we are going to be taking that direction of data science, and we are going to do a lot of things, but you need to first understand the basics of Python so that when we get there, we are on the same ground. So I hope Fahad, was it Fahad? It was Tinker. I have answered your question. And please, if I've answered it, please respond in the chat. And if I've not and you need some clarity, please ask me and I'll clarify. It's been 10 years of me in the industry of software, and I'm specializing in artificial intelligence. So you can imagine what I went through to reach that level. At master's level, I did algorithms. It was a specialization of what I did in software engineering. So basically, I can answer quite a lot when it comes to this field. And also working for Turing, working for top companies, lecturing in top universities, I've received so many questions that might be related to what you may ask. And I have my teams in the chat areas. They can also get to answer some of what you may ask if I don't get it spot on the way you wish. So somebody is asking, I was working on a project which does medical diagnosis, and I wanted to insert link which recommends someone to the nearby hospital depending on his location. If you're working with Python, this shouldn't be a problem. This should be very easy. You basically just need to use an API for the GPS. You incorporate it into your code to basically determine the location, the person's location, depending whether by session, that is, if somebody opens the application, it asks to take their location and determine where they are. So you basically just have to learn about how you can use APIs, and you basically incorporate that GPS, that Google API, Google Map API, to determine where the person is. And there are so many ways, and I think in the future we shall have some of those examples on the stream. Somebody has typed in. Okay, remove the space. I think I didn't get what somebody typed there. Thank you for the answer. Maybe I need to see a video of what Python does because all I see is dawdling. Yeah, trust me, Python does amazing things. Now, Tinker, make sure you're on the stream by 10 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to stream. Most people, there are so many things that were happening this evening. So that's why they dropped off. They texted me and told me that they would love to really come back to this because there was something that is going on. However, tomorrow we're going to have a stream and I'll expect so many people to join the stream because I believe nothing will be happening in the morning apart from those who will be taking their classes in their different universities, wherever they are. But feel free to compose those questions for me still tomorrow, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So hope I got it spot on, Fahad. You have mentioned, thank you for the answer. Maybe I need to see a video. Okay, great. That was the same thing. So thank you so much, all of you guys that have managed to keep up here for all the hours. And I'm very happy still to see that most of you are willing to be back on the show tomorrow so that we can stream tomorrow. We can stream together. If you get any interruptions during any streams, please refresh your browser. Don't be distracted. Don't get to feel terrible. Don't feel like things have failed. No, just refresh. It's an internet global issue all over, but it shouldn't distract us from knowledge, from learning, because we need the knowledge, and this is the only way we're going to make a difference in the whole world. So by doing this, thank you so much. See you tomorrow morning. Have a great time. Have a great evening if you within East Africa. Have a great afternoon. Have a great night, wherever you are in the world. I appreciate your time and hope you subscribe and share this channel to your friends so that they never miss a thing. Have a great time and bye. Bye.